I believe I understand Gregor a lot better than anyone else in this apartment. I have, after all, spent the most time taking care of him. Whether it be by placing food for him to eat or cleaning his room, I have worked extremely hard to keep him happy. But as each day passes by, I feel myself starting to question the logic behind what has happened. I start to ask myself, what has happened to my life? One day I was a normal girl and stayed home to take care of my parents. And then, as if I had blinked, everything changed. All of a sudden, I was entrusted with a lot more responsibility, and because my father is too old to do any significant amount of work, and my mother is too weak to even look at Gregor, I became the head of the house. I ask myself every day, as I walk past my brother's room on my way to work, is this monstrous creature really my brother? And if he is, doesn't he see the tremendous amount of pain he is putting us through? Because of him, Father and I had to get jobs to support the family. We worked tirelessly in order to make ends meet, and even then we were having trouble paying the bills. We even sold some of our jewelry and had to rent our rooms to 3 lodgers. For a while now, I was getting used to this new life, as used to a person can possibly get for having a dung beetle as a brother. But then he did something I can't forgive him for. One night, I grabbed my violin to play some music to help me take my mind off the horrible condition we were in. I put my bow to the strings and started to play. Quickly, the lodgers gathered around me, and my father stood next to me, monitoring the lodgers' mood while my mother sat in her chair and watched. Then, a few seconds into my playing, I looked up at one of the lodgers to find him pointing at the floor. I followed his finger and found a big brown spot on the floor. It took me a second or two to realize it was Gregor. The head lodger started to speak, but I didn't really understand what he was saying because all I could think of was what to do about Gregor. Then I started to gain an understanding on what the lodger was saying. He said something along the lines of, since you didn't tell us about this monstrous beast living a couple feet from our rooms, we suspend our residence here and will no longer pay for the time we spent. That was it. I busted into tears and ran from my room. I started cursing at Gregor. No, not Gregor. That horrible bug that cursed this family. I wanted to kill it as soon as it was alone. I started to punch my pillow and imagined myself hitting that horrid creature. Then, as I started to cool down, I promised myself that I would wake up early tomorrow and finally kill the beetle and free my family from this horrible curse. As the sun started to set, I rested my head on my pillow and quickly fell asleep.